Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Tanya with Authentically TJB. You know what, y'all? Come here, y'all gotta listen to this. I need some witnesses out here today. You know, I was thinking yesterday, just on the way home, you be riding and thinking when you ain't on the phone, chit-chatting. And I was like, I miss the old school days. Man, let me tell you, remember how we used to, kids don't know nothing about hopscotch and double dutch and the regular jump rope and getting the dirt and put water in it and making mud patties and playing dodgeball and red light, green light, and just catching lightning bugs. What happened to the good old days? Back then, and I mean, I wasn't born in the 50s or anything. I'm a 60s baby, born in the 60s. But, I mean, we used to do stuff like that. Used to play tag. And I remember having a Barbie house. And one time I used to like to draw. And I used to like act like I was, making the house. And then put the figures in it. Just drawing. But now, let me tell you something. These kids on this Robux and the TikTok, which don't get me wrong, no shade, no tea. I watch TikTok because, me and my granddaughter would do little TikToks and stuff. But it's just like, what happened to the good old fun days? When you went outside, you weren't stuck up in the house. We didn't have no cell phones. And look, TV, we didn't pay for TV. In New York, we had channel 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. And then, man, on Saturdays, 11 o'clock, channel 5, we were watching Soul Train. Man, and then the phone, you were doing good when you had call waiting. Well, heck, you were doing good when you had a phone. It was just, things were just so much different and enlightening and just, was just nice. And nowadays, man, let me tell you something. And like I said, I didn't know McDonald's and stuff till I probably was like, I didn't know of Burger King really till I was like 14, because my mom was one of them moms. She gonna make the Whoppers at home, and they were just as good as the the Whoppers you buy at the store. But it was just, life was different. Now, please, kids ordering DoorDash and Uber in and getting the sushi and all that stuff. And that's just stuff I never grew up on, And like I said, shoot, we were doing good. We have a phone. Nonetheless, if you had call wait now, don't get call waiting because you're really doing something then. Come on now. Then, in school, like you take pictures with your friends. We didn't have the cell phones and the vlogging cameras and stuff. I miss the good old days. We had this place called the Recreation Center, where they still have it where I grew up. But they used to have the little rec parties, and you had to be 14 to get in. And, it was just so much fun back then. And I don't know, I just miss the good old days, that, good old music and just the camaraderie. And then, your friends you go to school with, somebody was having a birthday party at their house, and it wasn't all that fighting and the guns and all that. It was just none of that. It was just good old living. Good old living. And now things have changed, Kids, if they ain't got their cell phone, they're going to have a nervous breakdown. If they don't have that TikTok and Robux and the gaming system, I mean, I remember, and I was in high school, we used to go to this pizza shop called Lucy's. And Lucy's is still in existence, and it's still there for the high school students. We go across the street to Lucy's Pizza. You get 2 slices and a drink. I think it was like $5. But then we had the arcade where it was just full of games. And you going in and you playing Pac-Man and Galaxia and all that good stuff. But then, like I said, we could go to the rec, and the rec you could play. They had different rooms with different games and stuff, and just those were the good old days, you know, the good old days. And I don't know what happened to them. What happened to them good old days? And wow, you know, but it definitely, things have definitely changed. I mean, I remember when I first started driving and I got my license, and I was doing something when I got me a little Chevette. Oh, I knew I was doing something. Had me a it wasn't royal blue. It was a blue, but it wasn't royal blue and it wasn't baby blue. So it was in that in between blue. But I had me a little Chevette. Man, no, I was doing something. Because when my first car started out, I had like a 1970 something Mustang. It was a 4-speed, but it was cute, you know, back then. That was baby blue, and that was cute. So then when I got my Chevette, oh, I knew I was coming up in the world then, because I didn't trade in my Mustang, got me a Chevette, and I was in high school, you know. But those were the good old days. And you know, listening to Dougie Fresh and, you know, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and Curtis Blow, and, you know, just listening to that old school music, and LL Cool J, and, you know, those were the days. Those were the days. But even before that, you know, I just remember having my grandparents, when the street light came on, time to come in the house. We in the house, they watching the news. We didn't get to watch this stuff that these kids could watch now. And I never forget Dan Rather. So you know, that tarnished me, because I remember Dan Rather, but we had to watch the news and stuff. But those were the days. And we didn't get spankers with belts. My grandfather, he gonna spank you with a wet rag and a broom. Boy, I tell you. And then my great grandmother, she used to be like, now kids, if they don't like it, like I said, they going to McDonald's, they going to Uber Eats. If my grandmother cooked something for dinner, if she cooked fried chicken wings for dinner and there was some left, you eating it for breakfast. My grandmother, she would not fix nothing new. And I remember me and my older sister never grew up on liver and rice. Now my mother would eat liver and rice, but we didn't. So I never forget this time my grandmother made liver and rice, and my sister was like, "Grandma, I don't eat liver." She said, "Well, eat the rice. You gonna eat everything. You gonna eat up everything before she fix something new." But yeah, those were the good old days, you know. I'm thankful that I can reminisce. But leave me a comment below, some of, like, you know, your good old day memories and stuff. And if when you were growing up, y'all played tag and hide and seek and made the mud patties and did the double dutch and the jump rope and, oh God, and jacks. Man, let me tell you something. I used to do them jacks and scoop them all up at one. Oh my gosh. And hopscotch. I don't see that stuff no more. Get down on that floor, on that hard floor, and play them jacks. Man, let me tell you something. That was living. That was living. But anyway, you guys, thank you for going way back with me. That made me feel good this morning to take it way back. But let me know in the comments below, like, what are some of the things you remember in your childhood, some of the fun stuff that you did, the games that y'all played, you know, and stuff like that, being outside and didn't have a cell phone, and your mama couldn't call you on the cell phone. It's the time to come home. You hear them standing at the front porch or wherever, you know, hollering, time to come in the house. But anyway, I'm going to insert a picture of where I lived in New York when I was a little girl. And you're going to see this, pay attention, and I'm going to see if I can put a arrow to it. But it's like a bar, and used to flip over it, like do flips. You would spin over it. Man, let me tell you something. We had some good times. We had some good times. We didn't do them cookouts then. You know, my grandparents had a big old patio, but they didn't know nothing about, you know, doing cookouts then. But we still had fun. So with that being said, again, give your girl a like, comment. Hey, subscribe to my channel. Let's chat it up. You know, it's free. You know, it's free. This is a free zone, non-judgmental, you know. And let's take it back a little bit. Oh, shucks, look at my truck. Let's take it back a little bit. But again, I appreciate you for those who have subscribed, those who have not yet subscribed but will subscribe. I'm so very humble and I'm so very thankful. And with that being said, look, let's make it a good old school day. All right, until the next video.